Ventnor faces south on a steep hillside. The station occupied a former chalk quarry at the top of the town. Since closure, the station site has become a light industrial estate. The cameraman was invited onto the footplate for part of the trip to Ryde Pier. First comes 3/4 of a mile of tunnel below St Boniface Down. The fireman collects the tablet for the single line section. Rolling downhill, the train propels out the smoke with which it had filled the tunnel while climbing to Ventnor. When transferred to the island in 1923, these O2 class engines had to be fitted with the Westinghouse air brake to match the coaches already in use. As we run into Wroxall, the fireman prepares to hand over the tablet. Normally, the down train heading for Ventnor would arrive first, but if it was delayed, perhaps waiting for a ferry, itself delayed by a late train on the mainland, then we would have to await its arrival. Prior to the grouping of 1923, there were no fewer than 3 railway companies on this small island. From Ventnor to Ryde St John's Road, the Isle of Wight Railway. Cowes and Newport to Smallbrook Junction, Sandown and Ventnor West was the Isle of Wight Central Railway. West of Newport ran the Freshwater, Yarmouth and Newport Railway. Now we come to Shanklin, terminus of the surviving segment after the savage closures of 1966. Today's Shanklin station is very basic, just one platform, its track ending in buffer stops, no sidings, no signals. At the time of filming, steam trains like this had fallen from favour, not yet old enough to be thought historic, merely grubby and inconvenient compared to road transport. But this line came into its own on summer Saturdays to convey the masses of arriving and departing holidaymakers and their luggage. In the intervening years, this area has become built up. It is now served by a small new station named Lake, located about here. A former track to the rear of the platform was the start of the line to Newport. Today's Sandown has a passing loop, its points spring operated, signalling is remote controlled from Ryde. The curve of the former line to Newport. Today's Island Line is electrified. Due to the tight tunnel at Ryde, the only trains available have been 2 successive generations of old London tube stock. Upper and lower arms to be seen over the footbridge and from close by. Brading was the junction of the 2.5 mile branch to Bembridge at the island's eastern corner. Sandown to Smallbrook Junction is now single track throughout. Curving away, the formation of the Bembridge branch closed in 1953. There's now a platform at Smallbrook for interchange with the steam railway, and from here to Ryde is still double track. At St John's Road, the steam shed has been demolished for a car park, but the site of the former workshops is now the depot for the old tube trains. Ahead of us there's now a crossover located between the tunnel and Esplanade station, beyond which the western track on the pier acts as a single line for the Shanklin trains. This is now the hovercraft terminal, and the station forecourt is now the island's main bus station. The east side track on the pier is available for a shuttle train, a replacement on the busiest days only of the pier trams. Below the signal arm, a route indicator showed into which of the 3 platforms the arriving train was routed. Pier Head, all change for the Portsmouth ferry.